We have a lot to talk about with this update. First and foremost, I want to give a warning to anybody who unlocks the new bow. Yes, I do think it's pretty good. Yes, I will have a video showcasing my first look on this weapon. It's actually kind of fun. This 6 perk spreading fire is cool, but the warning is that when you are upgrading it from tier 4 to tier 5, you might just click through it and not notice it, but it will cost 100 flux. There's no way that's intentional. I refuse to believe it, but I'm not actually certain that it's a bug yet. I'm just saying, be careful. Don't do that if you want to save your flux. If it's a mistake, fingers crossed, Epic should be able to easily see, who had a tier 5 before we fixed this. Okay, send all of them 100 flux. I think that's an easy fix, but that's not an Epic guarantee. I'm just a guy speculating. So anyway, the new bow is out. I wanted to jump ahead for the warning there before everybody upgraded that. There is a new quest, Hunt the Titan, and I will be making a video of my experience fighting this boss several times, as this quest will have you do, but here's some footage to show you that you start the quest. There's a spinning smasher. You're trying to hunt him down, and then they give you these like gooey paw prints around the map where you're trying to track the Titan. As soon as you uncover 4 of the tracks, you find his location, or rather, he finds you. He jumps onto you and you go, he yells at you. And I've heard the audio is really loud. I personally, I don't know how my sound is mixed, but it didn't blow my ears out, but I have heard that's kind of loud. So if you're sensitive to that, maybe crank down your volume just a little bit in preparation, dial it into where you're comfortable. But after he's blown your ears out and started attacking you, you have a crystal to destroy. Once you destroy that crystal, he jumps into the clouds. It's actually pretty crazy. He is just flying away. Epic must have seen my short that one time where I sent a smasher flying. I don't know who made that joke in my stream chat, by the way, but I'm totally stealing it. I'm sorry. And then once he's gone, you have to track him down again. So you go through this whole process again. You find the 4 paw prints and you hunt him down. And then, he finds you. You break 1 more crystal and then you track him down one last time and then you fight him for real. He has a substantial amount of health and a launcher resistance. So I don't know what the exact modifier is. Someone in chat said it was a 2% of the total damage dealt. That might have just been eyeballing it, but launchers are supposed to do a lot less. The dischargers seemed to do nothing when a teammate tried it, and then when I was shown from Hero in our chat, she said double pot shot plus links was really strong. I said, oh, please tell me it's not. It kind of is. Double pot shot was doing way more damage than a launcher resistant boss should be taking, but it worked. I personally really liked the ground pounder. I think ground pounder is just a classic build. Here's a link to this video in the description down below. 3 million DPS is not clickbait. You get a war cry, totally rocking out in proper perks, and this thing will shred. It did really, really well. So if you don't want to cheese it by using double pot shot or something else that shouldn't be working, I think shotgun's a great way to go. Don't use a xenon bow on this. It's not a high single target damage weapon. You're going to want like SMGs or ARs, something with sustained damage output. Reloading with Chaos Agent is great. Minigun is an excellent option if you want an ability. These are just some off the cuff tips that can help you get through this fight quicker. I don't have a comprehensive list of loadouts that are going to be great for this. I think anything that deals large amounts of damage output should be fine. I don't know that you need to worry about it too much. So long as you are playing the appropriate level and with a full team of 4 people, you should be okay, although it is a pretty tough fight, and I like to say that because it's cool to have a challenge in this game, because something new is great, but a vending machine mini boss that dies in 2 seconds is underwhelming. So to have a fight that's a little bit of a challenge is pretty fun. Now, associated with that quest is a mini quest line. So once you track down the boss, you've done it once, and then they want you to track it down a couple more times, where you unlock the bow, which we'll talk about in a second, and then you unlock the hero, which we'll also talk about in a second. The map actually looks pretty cool. I actually really like the icon, although it stopped showing. Wait, maybe I need to back out of this party. Sorry, guys. When I was looking at this prior, the icon on the map, it looked really glowy and purple and blue, and I kind of dig it. I like it a lot, but as we went higher in the power level, it stopped looking so cool, and it caps out at 140. There is no 160 variant that I'm aware of. I can't really see it on the map, so it goes up to 140. Still pretty tough in this range, but once you complete this several times, you unlock the bow, which I thought was pretty good. Again, I will have a focused video on this subject, but to give you a cursory overview, it is a flame-only bow that has built-in affliction and multiple 6 perk options. The one you can see I favored is where you hit an enemy, and it spreads that fire affliction to up to 6 nearby enemies in a 1 tile radius, which is 2 tiles full circle diameter, and that's pretty good. I wish it was every enemy in that radius. It'd be really nice to go into encampment, shoot a target, and then watch everything light up in flames. And I assume the fire spreading would be maybe laggy or glitchy. If anybody's ever lit a forest on fire in Minecraft, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I don't know what the reasonings were for the limitations, but it's 6 nearby enemies. So my advice is to focus on a large health single target like a fatty or a mist monster, smasher of course. I I always say smashes separately because they have so much more health. My point is you focus on those bigger targets while you're lighting up the enemies in the radius, and then once the big target is dead after a few shots, you've probably killed most of the babies, and then you can just focus on the husky husks from there. So that's my basic advice for how to use this weapon. The perks, I don't know. I'll probably need to record a best perks on this. For now, reload, crit damage seems good. If you want lots of damage, you could do double crit damage. I think the reload perk is way too important. And while I love fire rate on a bow, getting more shots off quickly is essential for a single target weapon. I just can't give up the crit rating. You definitely never want double crit rating. The math does not support it. Even if you're using Zenith, it's just not worth it. We did a whole breakdown on stream. Graphs were involved. Charts happened. I needed an algebra lesson from a friend who's literally in college to be a teacher. It was a whole thing. My point is, if you're using double crit rating and Zenith, you freeze the enemy like 1% sooner on average. Like, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. You want one crit rating perk, stop there. Totally rocking out will do the rest. And of course, I think damage to affliction makes sense. For a weapon that has built-in affliction, you want to spec into that. I mean, miss monsters and bosses is nice, but you're going to be shooting a lot more targets than just them, and the extra affliction damage is worth it, I think. So that's the bow. Not too much to say there. Obviously, the video later on will show more of my live commentary footage, but it's a fun weapon. It's a fun weapon. I don't know if it's great yet. I was not able to test it in a 160 zone, as all of them are either non-element deliver the bomb, or they're water, or they're fire. So the only nature mission I could find was in a 140 resupply, which is not ideal. Those enemies are comparatively significantly weaker than a 160 zone, but it's all I got. So my first look is rather generous, but maybe it'll change as I use it in the higher level zones. Now, on to the hero. As you can see, I do not have her unlocked, although I feel like I have enough information. Snowstriker is kind of an interesting hero, where you throw shurikens at a target and it slows them if she's in support and freezes them if they're in the lead. And then if you throw more shurikens on that target or use a melee on that target, then they actually take damage where they explode into a thing. That might be really cool. As I said, I don't have footage yet as I haven't unlocked the hero, but I'm not optimistic. I don't like to be pessimistic, but I don't know how useful that's gonna be. If I come out with a video featuring her, you'll know I was wrong and you'll get an apology, and it's going to be fun for everybody. But I do have one thing to say. Next season is the Frozen Fjords Ventures Zone, and not only do we have reduced Ventures XP, yes, that is a big deal. We are only going to require 1,919,450 XP compared to 2,310,000. So that's about 17% less XP, which is kind of cool. That might not sound like a lot. A lot of people have a lot of emotions about Ventures. I can already see the negative comments coming, but I'm just gonna say, when it comes to Ventures, 30 to 50 hours is kind of the estimate for how long it takes. So shaving 6 to 8 hours off that grind, not too bad. I'll take it. I mean, a reduction in how much time Ventures takes to finish is something everybody is going to appreciate. And I believe that'll be active next season. And I'm not just here to report the new Ventures XP amount, but also in Frozen Fjords, when you get a kill with an ability as a ninja, it speeds up your attack speed and vice versa. So like when you get melee kills, it like buffs your ability and they just go back and forth. So using a hero that has a strong melee and shurikens, my cloak shadow build link down below, that could be a pretty good combo. She might do really well in support. It's only slowing enemies in support, and I don't know how well she does it as a commander. So the jury's still out on this specific hero, but suffice it to say she's interesting. She could be good, but I'm not optimistic. So yeah, that's the update. We got a new quest and a boss fight associated with it. I do believe this is an event quest available during this season, although there is a new repeatable quest for Beta Storms, which is kind of Epic's like testing stage. We used to have a lot of these a long time ago, but maybe this means they're going to be testing stuff more often. Kind of excited to see how that works out. So you'll be getting some extra gold while you unlock this quest, and a new bow, and a new hero, and a reduction to Ventures XP, which is really exciting. So yeah, pretty cool update overall. It's kind of exciting to see some genuinely new content, not just a hero and a weapon, but like a boss fight. That makes you think. It's kind of cool. So I'm excited. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more. Like I just said, I got multiple videos coming out on this update, and I haven't even discussed if I'm going to be doing any of this on my new account, which I feel like I should try. You know, doing this fight as a low level, that could be pretty tough, but maybe that's the point, you know, have some fun with that. So that's it. I'm out of here. Goodbye. I'm live as of this video going up, so come say hi. Twitch link down below. Otherwise, follow if you missed the stream. And then